Hey, welcome to Back Talk, the podcast for a successful Black parenting magazine, where we bring you insightful discussions on topics that matter the most to Black parents. I'm your host, Janice Robinson Celeste. Have you ever searched for cartoons with characters that truly represent you and your own children? Well, in this episode, we'll get into the world of JOOLS TV with its founders discussing the challenges they face, their journey to creating generational wealth through social media, which is a fantastic way of doing it these days, right? Everybody seems to be doing well on the internet. We'll talk about the vital role of diversity in children's media. So I want you guys to stay tuned.
This is Back Talk by Successful Black Parenting Magazine, the most listened to podcast for parents by parents.
Hello, everyone. If you're just joining the show, thank you for tuning in to Back Talk by Successful Black Parenting Magazine, your go-to podcast talk show for parents. Now, I need a little favor from you all of you fabulous listeners out there. You just go ahead and spread the word about our show. We are live, which means you can post questions under this video and we'll answer your questions live on air, but I need you to do it early, okay? Tell your friends, shout it out to your followers, because sharing is truly caring, and we care about you. We want you to care about us. And don't forget to use the hashtag BackTalk when you post, okay? Because that's very important, so we can track your comments as well. You know, we are looking forward to reading those after the show always. Now, if you guys are just joining us, I want you to know about this wonderful couple we are talking to today, because we are joined by Justin and Patrice Brim. They are the inspiring founders of JOOLS TV. Now, if you haven't heard of JOOLS TV, it's a wonderful YouTube channel that represents. Now, JOOLS reimagines education and entertainment for Black and Brown children. They're promoting diversity, inclusion, and the power of representation. Now, let me give you a little taste of what I'm talking about, because I want to play one of their clips from YouTube.
If you is still the cookie from the cookie jar, then who? But when I find out, I'm gonna get you, I'ma put you on a timeout. Look me in my eyes and tell me you ain't lying now. Let me see. Open up.
It wasn't me.
You left the crumbs on the counter.
It wasn't me.
Peanut butter with the powder.
It wasn't me.
All my cookies are devoured.
It wasn't me.
I hope I caught it on camera.
I'm just going to leave it there. You guys got to go to YouTube to see the rest, but you can see, wasn't that a bop? That was a bop. Okay, so let's welcome Justin and Patrice Brim, the founders of JOOLS, to the show. Oh, we're missing one. Hey.
Patrice is feeding the newborn right now.
Oh, see, it's a parenting show. We got to do mom duties,
Absolutely.
dad duties, all those duties. So, Justin, tell me, first of all, who does the music? Who does the animation? This is fantastic.
Yeah, we Patrice and I we do the music ourselves. And we have an animation team that does all the animation. So the music part is funny because we don't have any musical background. So it's just one day we just decided to try it out. We always remix records, just playing around in the car, and decided to do it. It was the pandemic. Really could blame it on the pandemic. Extra time on your hands. You start untapping some creativity that you might have suppressed because of necessity. But we're just happy that people really, it's resonating with people.
Well, it's needed. It was really needed. Now, can you tell me and the listeners what inspired you? But I know you said the pandemic, but what inspired you to create JOOLS TV? And tell us a little bit about your backstory.
Yeah, we are parents of 5 now, and just going through the process of watching what our kids watched on YouTube, we noticed there was not a lot of representation. So we wanted to make sure that we gave us a safe place for our children to, learn, have some characters that they can connect with and identify with. And that was our main driving force. The backstory is if you see, you can even see in the background, we have one of our sons is no longer here. He's JJ. He's our oldest son, and we want to keep his memory alive with his brothers. So that was one of the driving forces for us, like really saying, like, let's do it. Because a lot of times we all think about doing something, and then for whatever reasons, life hits you. You don't have the time, might not have the motivation, but JJ was he was a driving motivation for us saying, let's do it. And also, like I said before, we wanted to be able to create a place where kids of color could feel like was home. And the last part was we don't see a lot of like family units on TV for Black kids. So that was very important for us to show a husband and a wife with children. We talk about everyday stuff. We talk about the ABCs, the nursery rhymes. We recreate nursery rhymes. And we also talk about like, the cookie jar, putting our own spin on it. So those are the things that we did that we felt like would be beneficial to, kids like our kids.
Right. I mean, that's such a powerful story. You took your tragedy and you turned it into a mission-driven project. Um, and from what I read, I know you lost JJ around 3 years old. So you took your tragedy and trauma and turned it into something very positive. Are you okay if we talk about JJ for a little bit?
Yeah, we can talk about JJ.
Okay. All right. How did you cope with the loss of JJ? Is this part of like how you guys to take your pain and put it into purpose?
Yeah, turning pain into passion is something that we've I know I can speak for myself. It's something that I've definitely used as a way to cope, a way to learn how to grieve properly, and also trying to be examples of how to properly grieve, because there's really no way to prepare for this. You can read a million books about it, but there's no way for you to prepare for losing a child. It's never an opportunity. I mean, it's never a thought in your mind that you would live longer than your children. So for us, um, I did think that this might be a way to be, you know, um, inspirational to parents who are grieving, and letting them know, what, I know this is the worst of the worst. You are hitting rock bottom, but you can do something to help others, and you can do something to keep your child's name alive. And so that was something that I know that was big for me. That's all.
Yeah, and I think too, during that process and having other children at the time, it's really hard. So one thing we wanted to make sure to do was to keep his name alive, not only for us, but for our children. And, some of our children never met him before, but we want them to know that he is very heavily still part of the family. He might not be here physically, but spiritually, he'll always be with us. And we want them to be, proud of that. So when you ask our three sons that have never met him before, they'll list all their brothers, including him, even though they, never physically saw him.
I love that as a way to keep them alive in your family. And I love the fact that you gave him wings in the cartoon so that, he's still there with them, looking over them. And I think that is an amazing message to send to your babies. So their brother is always with them. I love that. Thank you for sharing that with us and turning such a painful experience into something positive, like your first children's book, right? That must be a huge step. Can you share that story?
Absolutely. Yes, it was just, it's always been in the whole scope of Jules TV to eventually come out with children's book. And it was just so amazing that, we were able to start off with our first son, JJ, and that's why it's called JJ's Affirmations. And it's just really just a great book all around to reassure children, affirm children, let them know that they are beautiful just the way they are. And I feel like that's so important, especially nowadays with, so many things coming to us in different directions, from social media to TV to movies. There's so many standards that I think children start to try and meet at such a young age. So this book is just really letting people know that you are beautiful just the way you are. You don't have to change anything about you. Everybody is different, but yeah, just to let them know that they are great.
Well, I have to tell you, it's wonderful to see such meaningful work come from a place of love. No, let's talk about the broader impact, because first of all, you have how many followers now?
Oh, I don't know.
So on YouTube, it's like 560 plus thousand, I should say. And then, yeah, so, and socials, they're growing. Our social media is growing as well. So, slowly but surely, we're creeping up there.
Well, that means you have some pretty good influence
Yes.
online. And I read some of the comments from some of the parents, how their children love the animations. How important is diversity in the content you create?
Oh, I think it's extremely important. It's our driving force, just want to create a balance. We're not against anything or anybody, but it's like the world is balanced. Let's show different shades, different colors. Even from the diversity in the topics we're talking about. I think those are good. I think putting a spin to some of the nursery rhymes, that's also good, because a lot of these nursery rhymes were not made for us.
No.
And a lot of them, the more we dig, the more we see that some of them have some dark meanings. So we're just trying to bring light and bring color to a lot of different things that were around our childhood. So the diversity factor is huge for us.
Right. And some of them have some tragic endings. Like, you don't think about it when you're singing it, like Rockabye Baby, the baby falls out the tree at the end. So I changed that for my grandchildren, because I have grandkids, and I was like, oh no, grandma will catch you cradle and all.
Right.
You're not home. Okay.
Ring Around the Rosie is really bad.
Oh yeah.
It's about the Black Plague. So yeah, we noticed that a lot of those stories were kind of bad. So we're going to do a job of recreating a lot of stories too, and creating our some new ones with some good energy, with some positivity, with some seasoning. That's important. We want to put some seasoning on this stuff. So we're just getting started. I don't think the idea of this is it was made out of love. We wasn't even thinking about this from a business perspective, in terms of like, oh, how can we get rich or monetize? We were just trying to do a good thing. So our idea of success, the way we gauge success, has nothing to do with the followers or the money. It has all to do with impact and inspiration. So that's important for us.
And that's why you're going to continue to be successful right there, because that's not what you didn't get into it for the money. You got into it because you love what you do. Oh, look at the baby. We don't get babies on here too often. So I like, it's a parenting show. We need more babies.
Let us. He might get kicked off. You never know.
Look at him.
Look at this
little one's name.
I'm sorry.
What's this little one's name?
This is Joe.
This is Joe.
Joe's ready for TV. All right, Joe. And all your kids have J names, right? I could fit right in your family, by the way. I'm J too. So okay.
Listen, she has a method.
No, so tell me your son's names.
She has a method. Before we get into it, she has a method that I don't necessarily agree with, but me being a good husband, I decided to pick my battles, right?
Absolutely.
So firstborn, he's named after me. My government name is Justin. So Justin has 6 letters?
6 letters.
6 letters. Our next son is Jackson. That's 5 letters. Our next son is Jet. That's 4 letters. You get the drift now, right? Our 3-year-old is Jai. 3 letters. And now this is baby Joe. J-O. 2 letters.
You're going to be running out of letters soon, y'all. Busy over there.
Unless we get a girl, then she would be a P name after Patrice. So then we would change up the whole dynamic.
You're going to try for a girl?
I'm going to say this on air. There will be no more Brim children.
That's what he said. That's what he said the last time.
We got 5, and that's it. That's all.
Well, that's a good amount, but you can keep. You look like you guys could be having fun. So I don't know. We'll just say, let's leave it there. We'll wait and see. I'm gonna wait for the news if there's any more news after this one.
Listen,
surprises.
You're not the only one, but all of y'all are destined to have us in a 15-passenger van. Exactly how it is on the cartoon. All those kids. No, I can't do it.
Wow. Well, let's go back to the cartoon a little bit, because How do you ensure, because you have some things that are whimsical, like, the nursery rhymes, but you are balancing both being engaging and educational, and that can be a challenge. Like, how do you do that?
Yeah, that's always the thrive. The biggest point for us is trying to make sure we create edutainment, like entertainment and education. Um, it's challenging when you think about some things. Like we made a reading song, and I was thinking about other than the theme song for Reading Rainbow, I've never heard a song about reading. So
Hmm.
creating something from pure scratch is more difficult, especially for me, than I thought. Even a Planet song, I can't name a good Planet song, but we have one coming out. We have to do our best. Where it's like it's basically just coming from scratch. So that is something that we make sure that we maintain. The entertainment part is very important, but the education part is probably more important than that.
Right, right. So I think what you're doing, it seems like it's really balancing. I think I saw over 200 videos on your YouTube channel. So that's a lot. And you've done this since 2020. So over 4 years, 200. And how many do you think you put out each week or month?
You can go.
Yeah, we started off putting out one a week, right? So first off, we started off with three a month.
Original,
Yeah, 3 originals a month. And then we were able to start picking up the pace because, we started seeing the engagement and all the likes. So then we started putting one video out each week.
Okay. And did you have to advertise when you first got started? And how did you do that?
So the difference between us and a lot of the channels, we've never done any advertising for real.
Fantastic.
We want so, and I was called an idiot for doing it this way, but I always say I want to know if we have genuine support. Because if you buy views, if you buy likes, you can do those things, but you're going to still know you're not going to really know who likes you for real because you don't know where you bought it. But for me, we like, look, let's not do any ads. Let's just go straight, put the product out and let's see who really likes it. So we had a good feeling about the actual engagement because we knew it was real. So that was very important to us. The advertising part is something that we are looking to probably now, billboards and things like that. But the first, and we I know we keep saying 2020, but we dropped our first video on Halloween of 2020. So it was at the end of the year. So but just learning as we go, because you can think about it, if you start a trucking company or real estate company, you got people you can kind of pull from and say, hey, what did you do? But think about animation. How many people that did animation? I didn't have many resources in that space. And like we said before, we could probably name on one hand all the Black animations that we've seen, in our whole entire lives, so it was, a lot of the stuff we were learning as we were going. We wanted to get real data. We wanted to really kind of make sure that we were really engaged with knowing what the demographic was and how to reach them too.
That's fantastic. You had no advertising, no experience doing this. This is godsend. It's truly talent and a blessing. So can you tell us about some of the hurdles you faced while launching JOOLS TV?
The hurdles is once people liked it, trying to keep up with the production, trying to stay creative enough to be like, hey, I can write music. Now I have to write music for real.
Okay, sorry about that.
No,
Some of my family can get through in case of emergency. So even though it's muted and on silence, daughters can get through. And for some reason, this one didn't know I was on my podcast. But anyway, no, it's always difficult when you start a new venture, but you guys are doing so well. I'm so happy to see, you guys are achieving. I mean, the numbers on your videos just show how much people really like JOOLS TV. So, but right now we got to take a quick commercial break so that we can bring in the bucks. So hold on, stay tuned.
Attention business owners and entrepreneurs, are you looking to reach a dedicated and engaged audience of Black parents and caregivers? Look no further than Successful Black Parenting Magazine. Our platform offers prime advertising opportunities both online and on our popular podcast, Back Talk. With rates starting as low as $60, you can promote your brand, products, or services to a community that values quality and excellence. Whether you're a small business or a large enterprise, we've got the perfect spot for you. Reach out to a diverse and growing audience that's passionate about parenting, education, and family life. Your ad could be the next big thing our readers and listeners are looking for. Ready to take your advertising to the next level? Contact Janice today through our website at successfulblackparenting.com. Just click on the Contact Us link and send us your email to get started. Don't miss this opportunity to connect with a vibrant community that's ready to support your business. Successful Black Parenting Magazine, where your success is our success.
Well, if you're listening, our ads start at $60 for sponsor posts and then go up to $300 for banners, depending on where it is. All right. So let's go back. We were talking about overcoming those challenges. It's no small feat. It's clear, though, that Jules TV has garnered significant attention, like from celebrities. How has support from celebrities influenced your journey?
Honestly, I think it's just really kind of lit a fire under us. The fact that we're able to reach really everyone, and we don't. Again, I don't know if Justin explained this. When we first started, it wasn't for notoriety or anything. It was really just like a family venture. So the fact that we are able to reach celebrities and their children, it really is so touching to us because we never thought we could go that far. One of the celebrities that incorporated us in their children's birthday parties was Cardi B, and it was just so amazing to see. Like, she made it known he likes it, that's what he watches, it's his favorite. So being able to see that and just seeing his party turned up off Jules TV was amazing.
I
Truly.
love that. So
Yeah.
at the birthday party, they had Jules TV playing in the background.
They had the whole theme was Jules TV for the most part. We did a personalized birthday song for him. And I mean, so this is the thing. This is the day we knew it was kind of like taking off. Was think about this. Like, Cardi B is one of the biggest hip hop artists, and she puts up a video on her TikTok, and she includes our music as the music attached to it. So we like, oh, you really watching this? So we could tell she was really in her mommy bag, where she was probably just watching TV a lot with her kids. And that's one of the things. And then we had Missy Elliott and Sierra, and then Summer Walker to put some stuff out. And I'm sure we missing some
Toby,
people. Toby. It's a lot of people out here that that we've come across that they have their children watch it. So that lets you know that a lot of times, especially with the music artists, that the music is good enough, that this is what they do for a living, and they approve of the music as well. So now it's always those are the things that, like she said, it kind of lights a fire under you, lets you know that you got a little bit of impact and that you're doing the right thing.
Right. Well, one of my favorites is Cardi. People always are surprised to hear that. I'm like, listen, she's real. Like, I don't care what people say. That woman is real. You're going to get the real thing with her. So the fact that she likes it is from the heart. So yeah, you guys are doing great. So is that your standout moment? What has been the most rewarding part of your journey so far?
What would you say?
Okay, this is my thing. I think the most rewarding is a little selfish, but it's letting our children see, husband and wife, mother and father making a company together and letting them have a legacy within that. So it's like kind of building the idea of entrepreneurship, which is something I've always done. And we thought we put a lot of value into that. So kind of having our children see you can come up with an idea and that idea can take off, have legs, and then it can go anywhere from there. So that's probably the biggest thing for me, and proving to people that, a husband and wife can work well together and create something of value.
That's necessary for them to see as you are building generational wealth. Now, how did they feel about it? What do they think of this whole thing?
mix, different personalities. Well, we'll say now their classmates finally know that they are part of this, because we don't tell nobody, like, but their classmates know. So our 5-year-old loves it. Our 3-year-old, he want to wear his JOOLS TV shirt every day if he could. And then our 8-year-old won't wear his JOOLS TV shirt ever. So,
He's at that age.
he's at that
age.
He's like, yo, what's up? Like, why everybody like this? And why everybody want it? But
I gotta just give a funny story. So on the Big Bad Wolf, he was our when did he start? What age was he? 4 when he started?
I think it was like 4, yeah.
So he did a lot of voiceover work, right? And so the famous line, "Who's afraid of the Big Bad Wolf?" I'm sorry, not me. That's Jackson. And so
then everyone run for cover too.
Yes. And so his class loves that song so much. So one day I was picking him up and his teacher was like, "Jackson, who's afraid of the Big Bad Wolf?" He's like, not me. He's like,
not into it at
he's
all.
like completely over it. But his class and his teachers, they love that song. So him hearing it all the time is like, hey, y'all gotta stop. But they're over here just jamming like, man, this is the greatest song ever.
All the songs that you create are like a bop. I'm sitting there going, okay. I think the parents are enjoying this more than the kids sometimes, right?
Yes.
Well, that's what we really wanted, because like it's a deeper meaning for us. I felt like this was the opportunity for us to create something that parents and kids can kind of bond over. Yeah. So once we start, doing our tours and doing our live shows, you not just feeling like you at a kid's show. You like, we had a blast together. And those are memories that you can have forever. Every single day we listen to JOOLS TV and we do our affirmations. Those are memories our kids are going to have forever. So that was the other part that we really wanted to make sure that our parents felt connected to the music too, because we have something called nostalgic nuggets, where we'll put a little melody from the 80s and 90s and 2000s, and we'll throw it in there, just like on a cookie jar one. That was It Wasn't Me,
Right.
a Shaggy song.
Right.
It Wasn't Me. So we wanted to always kind of create that so that the parents could feel connected as well to the music. So yeah. That's big for us.
I mean, this is all so positive and inspiring. For other Black parents out there, what advice would you offer if they want to start creating content or start a business? What would you tell them?
I think honestly, just really take your time, make a plan, and do your research, right? Yes, it's okay to not know everything at once, because I feel like in anything that you have a passion for, you'll learn along the way in order to get better and better. But yeah, start off with a plan. And it might be something so silly to you at the moment, but if it's something that that continues to come around over and over, really own in on that and just continue on with that plan and let it grow. And I think also it's important to, I think Justin and I are very, very, I don't know how you call it, but we're into our children. We love our children. Whatever we can do to incorporate them in things, we do. So if you have a love, like if you really listen to your kids and see what they like, try and find a way to kind of merge those together so you're able to make a business out of it.
No, I have to second that, because we started a magazine and it was in print back in the 90s, but we had just enough money to fail back then. There's no internet like it is now. We have all these resources, but we didn't know what we were doing, but we learned so much. The learning curve was so high, but we did it, and we went for 3 years and printed on newsstands, everything. And then we relaunched, and here we are. We're online only right now, but we have some plans in the future for a print issue again. And you might not know what you're doing, but the research and finding out about everything and learning, just because you didn't do it before doesn't mean you can't.
Yes, and also to add in on that is, if something's not available to you, that's what we're here for, to create, make your own lane, create whatever you have to do. If it's resources for your children or resources for adults or, like-minded adults, that's just create it. Just go out on a limb and create. And it took us a while, right? Because we always talked about it at first, and we kind of joked around. We would remix our own songs, and then it was like, hey, why not? You know what I mean? Why should we have to wait for other people to do it? Let's just
Don't.
take this and make it a thing.
I love that. Make your own lane. That's great
Absolutely.
advice.
Yes.
Now, building a business also involves financial planning, right? Can you share some strategies you use to build generational wealth through Jules TV and social media? Because that's important for our Black families too.
Um, I will always say, like, just reinvesting in yourself. Maybe not buying the newest car for the moment because you had an idea to, let's put this money somewhere where it makes sense. I've always been big. When I've been an entrepreneur since I was 19, I started off in real estate. So I would have a big payday, and I wouldn't show. I always say in the Black community, we like to show our wealth.
Yeah,
I think the main thing for me was the most rewarding thing for me is the knowledge. I love to learn. So a lot of times when I had a business venture that didn't work, I would never feel like a failure. I'm like, okay, I just learned something new. So when it came down to even this, I had so much seasoning in terms of like how to move money, how to make money, how to reinvest into things that when this opportunity came up, it was really easy. Setting up our company, getting it trademarked. We did all the right things because we were already seasoned enough in the entrepreneur space where we knew how to start a company, how to create an existing idea and put legs behind it. But making the money work. First, the biggest obstacle was finding animators. It's like, how do you find an animator? Like, what do you do? So I called around in our circle, and my cousin, she has someone who it was one of her good friends. Her son was an animator for DreamWorks. So I'm like,
Oh.
okay, connect us. So I'm like, he like, what are you trying to do? I'm like, hey, we're trying to do these 3 to 4 minute videos for kids. You're like, okay, cool. It'll be $10,000 a minute. I said, I don't know if we're gonna be able to do this, baby.
Right.
The way this is set up, the way my bank account's set up, I don't know if we can afford nothing but a one-off, but no, it was not looking at that as like, oh, we can't do this, but like, okay, let's keep looking, let's keep finding it. And then we found the right person. And we've been through a couple animators, but now we have our own animation team where we built ourselves where, it's all Jules TV. So, we definitely are more seasoned in the space. And, I've helped other people when they were like, hey, we want to do animation. Instead of looking at it as competition, I'm like, no, well, here's the information. This is what you should do. It's going to be a little expensive, but if you're passionate about it, it'll be worth it. So, just building a company is not easy, but we have so many resources now where you can kind of learn on the go. And I always tell people the best business is when you see a problem, you create the solution. When you think about the
Absolutely.
billionaires, the trillionaires, these are people who created solutions for problems that we have. So the problem we saw, there was not enough diversity, and we
No, no.
created solutions. So that's why we feel good about what we're doing. We know that there's room for growth, which is amazing. And we see the impact. So that's what feels the best to us. So
Mhm.
that's why we're gonna keep going.
Right, right. Let me just address the competition thing. There is no competition because there's not enough of this out there to
Absolutely.
create balance, like you talked about.
Absolutely.
You know, I know for as even bookstores, I think there were more books about animals than there were with a Black lead character in them. So animation is even more of a desert for Black lead characters in cartoons. So there's no competition. We need as much as possible to saturate the
Absolutely.
market so that we can have that balance of our population at least.
Yeah.
So
Now we feel the same way, and just kind of piggybacking on what you said about the animals. Like I just heard an interesting story about even the Lion King, and back in the day that was a huge hit, and everyone had their own Disney movie, but Black people. The Lion King was supposed to be about Black people, but they made them animals instead. That's an actual story, and it's just interesting that we've come a long way now, which is what we're all thankful for. But it's just showing like how hard people went to not let us be the lead in things, which is something that we are. We definitely hope that we are changing. We're part of the people changing the narrative, that we can be a lead and do big things. So no, I agree with you. There's no competition. I feel like our culture is the only culture that makes you pick between Biggie and Tupac. And I always say both. Who you like, Biggie and Tupac? Both. Why I gotta pick? I ain't gotta have a favorite. I like both of them.
Yeah.
Jay-Z and Nas, I like both of them.
Right.
So-
Society has set us up like that. There can only be one supermodel. My daughter's a supermodel. They all got to compete for the top. And then, this cattiness arises because, you got to realize who's shaking this bowl. There's this analogy of ants, right? They're all calm and they'll get along together, different species of ants, until you shake the jar. And then they start killing each other. So who's shaking the jar?
Yeah.
That's saying that it can only be one. That's what you got to pay attention to.
Yeah.
But it is fantastic to see the whole family involved. And balancing business and family life can be tough. How do you manage running Jules TV while raising 3 young boys? Well, four now. You have 4, right? 4.
Yes.
Yeah.
Again, like I said, I think Justin and I, even before we met, we both knew that we wanted kids, a lot of kids. And so we went into this as a family venture. Like I said, it was not for notoriety. It was just to make it basically a family project. And so one thing we know is that we are parents first, and we're always going to be parents first. So that's the beauty of this business, is that we're able to incorporate our children into this and just have them involved in different aspects. What do you think?
No, I'll say this. She's an amazing mother. So our balance in our household, she's responsible for a lot of that, because ain't nothing more important than the kids, right? Nothing. And she allows me to do more things. Well, when we first started, because when we first started, we had Jai, our 3-year-old.
Mm-hmm.
And funny story is that he wasn't even born, and we did his character, his animation, his illustration. And he kind of looked like the guy. So it was kind of like, all right, we was right on the money. But I did a lot of the heavy lifting early, and she's doing more of it now, because it's the balance. Like, it's just us being connected with one another and kind of figuring out what needs to be done, even with the household. So parenthood is something we are very, 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 big on, and we're focused. And we know that's the most important thing. It's a blessing that we've been able to incorporate our family in a business and now make it a family business. Our kids have a sense of pride with it. They understand we're on calls. They know how to behave. They know how to do their own thing. But us doing it all together, it's the balance, and she's the person that really anchors the family, and everybody says that, about the mother, strong mother in the household. I'm a strong father, but she leads the way a lot of times with the family balance, and she gives me the space I need to do the things that we need to do, and I give her the same thing. So I think understanding not being old school in terms of like the man does this, the woman does this, is having those old school values where there are roles in the house, but they don't always have to stay the same. Like, I might be cooking 3 days, 4 days out of the week. She might have to take the garbage out. It's just that dynamic of you just being a complimentary piece to one another's, and you picking up where that person left off. Sometimes I can just tell, like, oh, she had the baby, that postpartum. Me understanding that now is like, oh, I'm gonna do this, so she don't have to do it. So I think understanding your partner, understanding what makes the family work, not getting caught up in the day-to-day stuff, but getting more caught up in the long-term growth of the family and the benefit of the family is really, really important with a family business and in marriage.
Right. And you do what you got to do.
Yeah.
And that's impressive that you guys are, when one's tired, the other one picks up the pace. How many hours do you think you spend on Jules TV a week?
A week? Ooh.
Yeah.
Collectively? Because we got our own schedule. So it's like, what would you say? Because she been in super grind mode lately. She's been in super grind mode lately. If I had to guess, I would give you probably 6 hours a day.
Mm-hmm.
So
sometimes night shifts when everybody's
asleep. Because one thing I'm gonna do, I'm gonna sleep. Okay, I'm going to sleep. I get up early, but I'm going to sleep.
Yes, you
And
will.
sometimes I'll wake up and just look at her in the middle of the night like she's on her laptop. I'm like, go ahead, baby, because I couldn't do it right now. I'll do it in the morning.
Now, wait, you both make music? You both do the music?
I do the music. She's the inspiration. She'll come up with the topics a lot of times. But it's more than the music. It's like, so we do a lot of shorts too. So I don't know if we talked
Yeah,
about that. We
okay.
do the actual videos and then we do short content. So she's writing scripts for shorts. I'm writing scripts for shorts. We might do a quick jingle for a short. And then it's all the other stuff. We have merchandise, what she's wearing right now. We have, and she manages all that. We have a website. We got the book, and we have more books coming out. We have our social media, so we have our PR stuff. So there's a lot of umbrellas other than just who writes the music. So many other avenues that need to be, tend to. So between us, and the team we're putting together, we it's a lot to do. It's a lot to do. So yeah, so
Okay.
and then we got a
So-
teething baby right here who's trying to figure it out, let those teeth break the gum. So got a lot going on.
I mean, that's impressive. It's a lot. But looking ahead, what are your future plans for Jules TV?
Oh man, we're planning on having a big tour, concert tour. We can go to all the big cities and then go from there. More books are going to be released. More toys. We're going to create some toys and merchandise. So yeah, that's what we're looking at. And then we're looking at doing longer form content. I've been in negotiation with some people now, Netflix, Hulu, to bring some bigger storylines and some, a different type of a feel to the brand.
Yeah, that's great. Can you also mention about the launch of Miss P? I read something about Miss P.
So you read about so
Tell us
Miss
about
P is something we are very, very excited about. So my wife, she's ultra talented. Before we started Jules TV, she was going to be one of the next big news anchors on ABC here in Chicago. Then we had JJ, and she looked at that baby one time and was like, "I ain't going back to work." So, she's always been ready for to do her own thing, and she's always been comfortable in front of the camera. So, can't tell you everything, but we are going to bring a different feel to the brand. She's going to have her own brand that she kind of is connected, but it's going to kind of live on its own space. And it's going to be for kids. And I know parents are going to see value in this because there's nothing like it. And I think it's going to bring great value.
Oh my gosh, that sounds exciting. All right. Well, we're starting to run out of time. I want to know, what is the overarching message you hope Jules TV sends to Black and Brown children around the world?
I'll go for the parents, you go for the kids. But I like we said before, we want to tell people that you can do whatever it is that you want to do. I know that's so cliche and you hear it since you were a kid, but everything starts from an idea and then you got to put some work in. So we always, we are encouraging everybody to be dreamers, but also be workers. So if you have a dream, you have an idea, put it on paper and then put it to work. So for me, I believe that the biggest thing for me is that first thing is to find something you are passionate about, and people are attracted to passion. So if you are passionate about something, we're going to see it and it's going to attract people and it probably will be successful. So that's my overall thing. You have anything for the kids?
Yes, just to know that if they ever need a place to see themselves, like to know that even though in this crazy world that we live in, they can always visit our channel and see themselves as leaders, as innovators, that they really, again, cliche, but they can be anything that they want to be. And just a space for positivity all around.
All
And
right.
fun and dancing and learning, all a one-stop shop.
It sure is.
Yeah.
Tell people where they can tune into Jules TV and where they can find you online.
Yes. So you can find us on YouTube. You just have to search Jules TV. You can visit our website, JoolsTV.com, for merchandise, birthday party supplies, books, and all social media platforms at Jules TV _. And you can find us on music streaming platforms as well.
That's fantastic. I want to thank you both, Justin and Patrice, for joining us today. It's been a pleasure to hear all about JOOLS. Please keep us updated as you have new things. I appreciate it. We're synergy here. We got the Black parents too. You have the engaging material for children. I love that. So thank you again.
Thanks for having us. We appreciate it.
Well, guys, this is the end of our show. I hate to end it, but a big shout out to all of you tuning in and engaging with us here at Back Talk by Successful Black Parenting Magazine, the syndicated podcast that's a must for Black parents everywhere. If you're interested in advertising on our podcast or on our website, it's as low as $60 for a paid post, $300 for a banner. On our homepage, podcast ads are 30 seconds for $30. So affordable. Contact me on our website for more information. And make sure you follow us on social media. The more you engage, the more we all can thrive. And we'll be back next week with more. Until next time, I wish you the best and much success. Take care. And thanks for listening, everyone.
Thanks for tuning in to Back Talk by Successful Black Parenting Magazine. We'll see you soon.